Oh, hey, yeah, I forgot. Jared, you're in the new space too. Hell yeah.
Yes, I am. Welcome, everybody, once again to the tavern. I am, in fact, in a new space. And actually, it is because of that new space that, unfortunately, we do not have Nox with us in the tavern. Holy shit, hold on. I forgot to turn the music down before I switched over. The bards are going absolutely sicko mode. There we go. Unfortunately, Noxus will not be with us in the tavern and will not be with us for a little while, only because he is still in Texas. And I have moved to Missouri, so that is unfortunate, but he will be back at some point. Hey, but Connor, show us the dogs you got.
I don't know how to. Hey,
Grab one.
Listen.
Grab one. Just wrangle one of them.
Hold on, let me steal a dog real quick.
Grab one of them.
All right. Come here.
I was like, if I knew where my cat was, I'd grab it, but he's fucking awesome.
Yeah, there we go. Snagged.
Yeah.
Nice.
Got Daisy with us.
Daisy.
Right.
Daisy cam, but it's also Connor cam. Double down. What is?
Kind of the same thing.
Started licking your mouse pad.
She's just
there, buddy.
excited to be included. Yeah.
Hell yeah. But yeah, today, this evening, this afternoon, wherever you want to call it, whatever time zone you're in, we will be continuing our adventure through the subclasses for all the Unearthed Arcana. Oh, there we go. Now they're all included.
Getting invaded.
But yeah, welcome.
But I'm excited for these subclasses.
Welcome, welcome in Turtles in a Furnace and the Flesh Crevice, the dynamic duo of top tier Twitch names here with us. Glad to see
That's
both
right,
of you.
Baby.
Thanks for hanging with us. And yeah, other than that, I say other than Logan's camera going completely blurry, I say we jump into this. So we did go ahead and go through a handful of them last time, and then this time we'll be going through Rogue and then whatever sequence the Unearthed Arcana has. So we will just go through an order here. So.
Hell yeah!
I will say I do have a couple of rogue ones that I want to go through. I wanted to specifically go through the Swashbuckler and Thief. I don't know if you guys had similar or different.
Yeah, I just wanted to see Assassin just to see how Assassin's doing.
Yeah,
Swashbuckler. I also wanted to go through. So
okay, cool. So then I guess I'll do Thief. I don't know what order they're in actually. Hold on. Okay, so we have.
Smack the camera. You got
Arcane
this.
Trickster. I don't care about that. Assassin. Okay, so if you want to go through Assassin, Connor, we can go through that, and we'll just go in order as they pop up.
Sure. Well, I think the biggest one is out the gate. You get proficiency with Disguise Kit and Poisoner's Kit. Cool. But third level Assassinate. Instead of doing anything with extra damage, you have advantage on initiative rolls, and you have Surprise Strikes. During the first round of each combat, you have an advantage. You have advantage on attack rolls against any creature that hasn't taken a turn. If your sneak attack hits any target during that round, the target takes extra damage to the weapon's type equal to your rogue level. So it still does a bit of damage, but you also have that advantage on initiative rolls, which is kind of neat.
Yeah. Well,
I never played Assassin Rogue, so I don't know how much the wording is different.
So the only thing is, so it's different because you don't get an auto crit on a surprise creature.
Mm-hmm.
That's the biggest thing. That's a big reason why Assassin was even like really, kind of taken. Was for that auto kind of crit. You have your rogue start out combat strong with just annihilating something, especially if it was like a single boss or a single creature. You could just like wall up the shit out of it. However, the only thing with that. And kind of a little bit more in depth, with Death Strike. But I think the reason why Assassin is kind of weird is because a lot of the stuff that they have is all like, is very specific. Like if you look through, like we'll keep reading and we'll see it. But like you see, like everything is like initiative rolls. So it's like you get that once for combat, which is kind of infrequent. And then you get your damage on like at the beginning of combat. You get a bunch of different things that like during the first round, during these very short windows of like time. So it's just like kind of like very lackluster. I feel like.
Yeah, but I also feel like
modifying it. A lot of the subclasses, it looks like they've modified it from the point where it's no longer you're just good in one round of combat, and instead you're going to be good throughout all of combat.
But even this is during the first round of each in the first round of each combat, you have advantage on attack rolls. The sneak attack. Yeah, this one is only the first round of combat. And then initiative.
I like that you're trying to use the force to fix your
I figured if I
Yeah.
like put it close, I don't know why it's doing this.
Have you-
is the thing.
Just shake the camera like a crying baby.
Well, so actually, what would help with mine is that
I just wanted to do that.
Well,
I
what-
think that
what helped mine is turning it off and turning it back on. I don't know if
Yeah.
that helps. Like for me, I'd do that, and it would.
Will I absolutely annihilate the stream if I do that?
You will, but I mean, you're coming back, so
All right, cool. Yeah, let me do that
Yeah.
then.
annihilate.
Yeah. Well, just to continue on.
Nice. There you go. See.
Crispy clean. There you go.
Hell yeah.
Well, one thing I do want to say about the first round combats is bonus proficiencies of the Disguise and Poisoner's kit aren't big, but they're not, there's something that I think tie in a little bit when it comes to the 9th level ability, Infiltration Expertise,
Okay.
which is you are an expert in posing as someone else to aid your infiltrations while in a disguise created using your disguise kit. You have advantage on any charisma deception check you make while pretending to be someone else. You can also unerringly mimic another person's speech, handwriting, or both if you have spent at least 1 hour studying each one.
Okay.
So it does kind of, balloon a little bit out from the first round
Oh yeah,
mechanical damage.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's
Does
that's not
that-
the biggest thing in the world, but I think it is good. You have advantage, while just lying while wearing a fake mustache.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that. Yeah, that's
I
pretty
think
good.
that modifies a little bit because I know that if you spent at least a week trying to create an alternate personality, that you could perfectly create one. I'm
Yeah,
pretty
yeah.
sure-
So 2014 edition of Player's Handbook.
Mhm.
So this one is actually much better. Which I guess if we're going to compare it, which you probably should, so that we can actually see how it scales. So before it was you must spend 7 days and 25 gold pieces to establish the history, profession, and affiliations for an identity. And then there's a shit ton more text. This one's nice because it cleans it up. You just while in a disguise created using your disguise, get you advantage on charisma deception checks, and then you can basically mimicry and forge handwriting. And
Right.
it
Another
does.
thing here is on our screen here, like it has the design notes for the updates, which is kind of what I'm reading here. So it
Oh,
says
yeah.
it combines infiltration expertise and imposter from the 2014.
Oh yeah. So yeah, Imposter was at level 13 ability. Okay, cool. That's actually really cool then.
Yeah.
And then at 13th
Which
level we
now-
have envenomed weapons.
Yes, which is when you use your poison cunning action, the target also takes 2d6 poison damage whenever it fails the saving throw.
Oh,
This damage ignores resistance to poison damage.
that's pretty cool.
Hell yeah.
That's pretty.
So that
cool.
is just one other thing in combat that isn't first round death. It isn't first round,
Yeah.
doubling up. But you could also just use that for your first round too if you want.
I like that.
Um,
I like that. It also kind of strengthens one of the new rogue sneak attack kind of maneuvers that they have too. Because
Yes.
because you use
the cunning strikes.
Yeah. Also, Logan, is there any way that you can like turn your camera down so instead of getting like all of your ceiling, I can get your face?
No. I like it.
There we go. Thank you.
I was a fan.
Unless you put a poster up there, then that'd be pretty dope.
Yeah.
I like envenomed weapons though, and I do like how they kind of made level 9 all encompassing. And I think it's also good to note back that the rogue base rogue got a lot of additions with the sneak attack maneuvers and whatnot. So these kind of the assassin kind of plays in pretty well.
Yes.
With a lot of
yeah, because I think with Rogue, let's see, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Everything everything. At every level, their Rogue's getting something.
Oh,
So
really?
there's even though there's a gap between 9, 13, and 17, the base Rogue's covering that for every level.
Nice.
You're getting something.
Hell yeah.
But I will say level 17 is a pretty big upgrade off the level 3 assassinate ability. When you hit with your sneak attack on the first round of combat, so it does specify here, it no longer requires the target to be surprised. It is just with a sneak attack on the first round. The target must succeed a Constitution saving throw, DC 8 plus your dexterity plus your proficiency, which at this level of play is going to be a pretty high number.
Right.
It must succeed a Constitution saving throw, or the attack's damage is doubled against the target. That's not the sneak attack. That's not the weapon attack. That is the attack's damage.
Yeah,
And if
that's-
you want to remember here, surprising strike. If your sneak attack hits any target during the round, the target takes an extra damage of the weapon's type equal to your rogue level.
Oh yeah, it's
So,
doubling that as well. Yeah. No,
that's
for sure.
really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, at 17th level, you're just absolutely nuking
Yeah.
whoever you hit.
I actually,
Right,
and then
so you have all
also
your sneak attack die.
and venom weapons too, 2d6
Yes.
poison, so you
Yeah.
can just cleave something.
Well, that 2d6 poison happens whenever it fails the saving throw. So what I like about envenom weapons is that theoretically happens 2 turns after you hit them. If they fail that saving throw.
Oh yeah.
Well, actually, I don't believe it is proccing every time. I think it's just a save or suck. Let me double check.
You use 2d6 to do the poison condition with envenom strikes, and then instead you just gain 2d6 poison damage instead of losing it for 2d6 sneak attack.
Right, there you are. Okay, that makes sense.
So the
Yeah, so
damage
it
evens
is-
out
yeah.
totally normally still.
Also,
it just
and
makes
also
your-
specifies it ignores the poison resistance.
I wanted to make sure that because you
That's neat,
remove the
okay.
die before rolling, and the effect occurs immediately after. So yeah, that's right. So I was trying to remember if it was maneuver or damage. I forgot that it was both, and it just removes certain damage. So poison's only 1d6, and at let's see, 17th level, how much sneak attack damage are you doing? 17th level, you're doing 96. So basically, you can forego 1d6, but then poison them, and then 2d6 on top of that. Which that's of course if they fail, but that's worth the gamble. You're only reducing it.
Right.
10d6 plus your weapon damage, which is probably another d6 for a short sword, plus 17. At that point, you're and then doubling all of that. You're probably hitting someone for damn near 100 damage.
It's called Power Word Kill, but martial.
But martial, man.
That's pretty sick. Yeah,
I like it. Well, that's I think
I like
for
the
the
updates to that.
assassin, for just the assassin subclass, that is really good based off of what specifically the assassin does. I don't know if I'd enjoy playing this class, only because you shine really well at one particular thing, and then after that, you're still a rogue, you're still good, you're still really good.
Yeah,
but I'm sure some of these other subclasses will have a little bit more.
I think
growth in other areas.
Weapons is really good for keeping the assassin rogue to be like consistent through the entire thing, because the whole time with that, then you're just like you're focusing on poisoning things and making them worse while fighting the rest of your party and still doing consistent damage, which is nice.
Yeah,
absolutely, yeah.
And I do like the 9th level is just a heavy RP thing that's really good, honestly.
Yeah.
That you can utilize in a lot of different situations. So.
Especially only having to study an hour, that like makes it so like while you're in the middle of something for RP, you could be studying someone, then you just like snap, execute them in a back room, and then you just take over their identity.
Yeah,
no one's gonna know, man.
Well, I also like that they smashed those two abilities together, because I feel like Assassin really honestly was pretty much like before. It was like Assassinate was really good, and then Death Strike was really good. I like how they filled the in-between with RP and with more damage, but in a cool, like, unique way. Because I think that's a thing I feel like was kind of lackluster, was Poison really hasn't been a thing in D&D, and I feel like we're seeing a little bit more of that, especially just with some of these more specific classes that use it.
Right.
Cool.
No, I think it's good. I like how they've been comboing all the cunning strikes into the subclasses.
Yeah. Yeah, because in a way, they kind of incorporated the cunning strike here, but they didn't really add any cunning strike options, but they at least like amplified one, which is cool. Cool. You want to hit us with Swashbuckler, Mr. Logan?
Yeah, sure.
Welcome to Swash, baby.
Squeech. 3rd level, you get fancy footwork. You've learned how to land a strike and then slip away without reprisal. If you take a melee attack against a creature during your turn, that creature can't make opportunity attacks against you for the rest of the turn. That's the same. Rakish Audacity. When you roll initiative, you can give yourself a bonus equal to your charisma modifier. You also gain an additional way to use your sneak attack. You don't need advantage on the attack roll when you use your sneak attack against a creature within 5 feet of it, and no other creatures within 5 feet of it. And you don't have disadvantage on the attack roll.
Damn.
So that's the same as it was before, which is really nice. It makes it so if you're dueling a target, you gain sneak attack against them.
That's
the entire
insane,
time
though. That's like really good.
I love that.
Yeah, I was gonna do a swashbuckler rogue samurai fighter mix, just so you can absolutely obliterate everything as long as it's just you two.
Yeah,
I did swashbuckler rogue College of Blades bard, and that was a fun combination, dude. Because you're beating the shit out of one dude in front of you, and then you like look over to your one of your allies, and you're like, inspiration, baby. And then you go back to beating the shit out of the one dude in front of you.
I think it'd be really cool though. That's what you were saying, Connor, with the samurai and swashbuckler. Oh, there's a new one. Dog. There's the third one. Dude, I think it'd be super. I was just thinking of an RP moment where like you're like facing off with the big bad of the entire campaign, and your swashbuckler samurai just goes, "Hold on, let me do this." And then either does a lot of damage and gets like smeared or like wins it somehow. I think it'd be insane though. You just have like all of the big bads like minions and in the party just watching as this 1v1 for the fate of the world.
It's like, well, they're doing an anime battle now.
Yeah, literally. Yeah, exactly.
I guess we got time.
Yeah, exactly.
Wanna go get ramen?
We had in one of my campaigns, there's a javelin that when you got hit with it, it dealt 1d8 more lightning damage, but it would automatically go to the person's hand that you hit it with, and if they hit you with it, then it did another d8, and it kept going until someone failed to hit it. So our paladin barbarian was throwing it against one of the enemies. We literally just all sat around and watched, and we're like, this would feel disrespectful to jump in at this point. It's like 10 rounds of combat as they're just hucking this thing. We're like, they're rolling like 20 d8s, bro. What the fuck is going on? All right, man.
Pull up the
I'm grilling up some bacon. Anyone want some while we watch this shit? I'm like, fuck, dude.
We got time. So literally a full minute.
The cup of
10 rounds of combat, a full minute
of
them
just yeeting a javelin back and forth at each other. It was one of the craziest things I've ever seen.
That's what I love about D&D, man. Only in D&D will you get some whack shit like that to even be remotely possible. So, but level 9 should be new, right? Because there's
yes. Well,
it's been redesigned to add the cunning strike actions into it. So you have Panache, you have practiced the ways to use your sneak attack. The following effects are now among your cunning strike options. Goad for 1d6. The target must succeed on a wisdom saving throw, or until the end of the next turn, they have disadvantage on attack rolls against targets other than you and can't make opportunity attacks against anyone else.
Okay.
So it plays into your like dueling style, being like, you have to keep fighting me. And then each creature of your choice within 30 feet must succeed a wisdom saving throw or have the charmed condition until your next turn. 3d6.
Whoa.
That's fucking good, man.
That's really good.
What's kind of crazy is
a lot.
Maybe this is something that gets reworked, but it's crazy is usually the charm condition is usually like if they're an enemy of you, they have advantage on the save. That doesn't list that here. It is just any creature.
Yeah.
You know, whether they're fighting or they're not. So that's kind of insane. Interesting.
13.
Again, I always go back to the tavern whenever I read abilities like this. I just can imagine punching your buddy, getting the sneak attack proc just to use the ability, just charm everybody there.
Yeah.
You're like,
That's actually hilarious. Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Trying to make some side money, dude, just beating the shit out of some random person.
Yeah.
Everyone's like, yo, that's a man's right there.
That's a man.
While you're performing, you just beat the shit out of someone in the back. They're just like, hell yeah.
That's awesome.
All right, sorry, dashing strikes. My bad. I was trying to say that.
No, it's awesome.
No, you're good. You have practiced the new ways to use your sneak attacks. You now gain more cunning strike options. Parrying stance for 2d6. Roll a d6 until the start of your next turn.
Holy
you gain
damn.
a bonus to your AC equal to the number rolled.
Oh,
That is also really
that
good.
is insane, bro. That is insane.
Really, really good.
That is insane.
Invigorate. Choose a creature you can see within 30 feet of yourself until the end of that creature's next turn. Whenever it makes an attack roll or saving throw, it can now roll a d6 and add the number to the attack roll or the saving throw.
Okay, that's pretty good.
That's really good. I really like this because it's now making it so you were just like a 1v1 rogue at that point. You're trying to keep yourself away, but this really makes it so if you're within combat range still with people, you can be like useful to everyone around you rather than just trying to pull the one target to you and not like be in combat with everyone else. Instead, you can be like, oh yeah, like this dude right over here, all you, man, extra d6 till the end of your next turn, like go through. Or like parry stance 2 is really nice because then if you end up you're like fighting the one dude, you're like now really good at fighting that one dude.
I think it reminds me of the Boogie Bard a little bit with the
Boogie Bard,
with the way it kind of gives some buffs. My only thing, and I will continue to say this until they either adjust it or I'll have to fix it myself, is I think that some of these abilities are super cool, but I don't think Wizards of the Coast really understands how they scale this appropriately for an infinite resource such as sneak attack. Like, I think that if you're gonna get a whole D6 of AC, and if you could do that every single turn if you want to, I feel like it should negate more damage than just 2d6. Just because AC is such an insane thing to have for a whole round of combat. That could negate multiple attacks depending on the AC bonus you have. I think these are really cool. They just need to somehow draw in the mechanic, whether increasing the cost of some of these things. I don't think they can ever necessarily make sneak attack like a renewable resource or like, you know, an expenditure. I think they just need to increase some of these costs, and I think that'll balance it pretty well.
The thing is, though, is I still, while I do agree with that, I still do think, like, if you don't land an attack, suddenly all of the things from your class are not useful. Like, none of these are, like, you can do it as a bonus action. You are reliant on hitting, as well as rogues. You usually don't have that great of an AC. And so...
That's what I was thinking, too. You're normally wearing a frontline anyway.
Yeah, and being a frontline rogue, having that little bump to AC will bump you from... at best 17 AC to, I mean, you could get to 23, which would be insane for a round, but also a paladin just existing has an AC of 20 naturally.
Yeah, that's true. Let's see, and real quick, I just want to go back up, and I think you can only add one cunning strike unless it specifies. You can only do one cunning strike
for a turn unless
I think eventually you can do 2.
I think that's, 11th level you can do 2. Paying the dice cost of each.
Siri, understand. I'm sorry, Siri.
Which I think, I mean, yeah, you're still like, you're able to do a couple of good things on your turn, but then you're losing out on Rogue's main thing, which is the damage they get from sneak attack, and you're just being more useful throughout combat, which, I mean, I get it's not a renewable resource, but also at the same time, you don't have a whole list of spells that you can go through. You don't have all of your other things that you get from, like, Paladins have auras that are active all the time that give you a plus whatever to saves, or like Oathbreaker gives you a +5 to damage literally all the time for free.
I think you're making some really good points, and I also just would like to also re-highlight too. You're saying to hit, a rogue has one attack. Rogue misses his attack, like that's it.
It's done. Yeah, and then so like even if you have a bunch of cunning strikes, which are really cool and really useful, suddenly you miss your one attack and you're taking the dodge for your bonus action for the rest of that turn.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. Another thing, too, is there's a wealth of options for the rogue. Even at getting 2 abilities with Cunning Strikes, there's so many options and so many good things to choose from, and you have 2 of them, and as we're saying, all of them take away from max damage.
Yeah.
So even if there are good things, there might be some good combos even. Those are all at this... while taking away damage, and also while like you have to look at a good option and look at another good option and choose the better of them for the situation.
Right.
I think it just makes the rogue a lot more versatile in combat than they were before, which was just DPS.
Right.
DPS. Plus sneak attack. I mean, with this one, obviously, if you're within 5 feet and there's no one else within you, you have your sneak attack every turn. Or if you're attacking someone under the other conditions, but sneak attack has a few conditions you have to meet in order for you to be able to use cunning action.
But I would like to say they made it a lot easier with rogue, because I remember when you were going through it, I'm pretty sure they made it so
it's much nicer before than it, because before they were just like, you want sneak attack,
too bad.
Well, no, remember because
take the hide action your turn before, and then you can get it.
Remember because of steady aim, as a bonus action, you give yourself advantage on your next attack roll, which gives you sneak attack, but your speed is 0. Remember, there is that. So if you wanted to do a lot of the, anyway, we won't go back through a lot of the main class things, but no, I agree. I think I do understand a little bit more, because based off that the rogue is a single target. It's like one attack is everything, and instead of it being just like 10 million damage, it is kind of opening the realm of like manipulating combat in cool and fun ways. So I would agree with that. For sure.
Being more of like an expertise on picking off targets that probably aren't the strongest. Like you normally would have your barbarian be fighting the strongest dude in the front line, but you now can be like, oh hey, like there's some dude over here shooting a bow. Let me like get up in his face and start going off on him really quick, which I really like. Right. And I like the fact that they also have abilities that can benefit allies around you as well. And so they're not just like a solo class, because a lot of the rogue stuff before was like, I do my thing, everyone can do their thing around me, but I'm only going to be focused on making sure that I do my thing and I do my thing well.
Yeah, I agree. Hell yeah. And I do like that. I will say I do kind of wish that Assassin did at least get one new Cunning Strike. Because I mean, literally Swashbuckler is 4. I feel like they could have at least give Assassin 1 or 2, you know? I feel like it's kind of crazy to just give so many
Thief
to one.
has 1 in there at level 9 that we'll get to, which is why I was like, we were reading before here, whereas I thought for sure that would be the Assassins.
Yeah.
But we'll get to that in a second.
Okay. Master Duelist. Let's finish this.
Master Duelist. Immediately after you use your sneak attack, you can make another attack against the same target, provided they're within 5 feet of you and no other creatures are within 5 feet.
Nice.
So you just get a second attack where, I mean,
no sneak attack on it though.
Yeah.
No sneak attack. It's just an extra like little bit of damage, which is nice. I mean, if you hit something with sneak attack and then you use both your sneak attacks to like charm a couple people around you and give an ally an extra d6 for all their stuff, then you can be like, all right, and just shiv the dude in the kidney a second time.
Yeah.
You're like
bonuses.
Yeah, exactly. You're like sitting here and it's just like you're doing this crazy flurry against the main dude, and you just like pull a dagger out, stab a dude to your right real quick. It's like, okay, anyway. That's pretty sweet. Okay.
So, and I like that because that fits under the same, like, if they're within 5 feet and no one else was within 5 feet, like, you're still getting all those benefits from dueling, so.
Well, hold on. Wasn't that kind of contradictory, though? Because the Rakish Audacity... No.
Is
Fancy...
If you're within 5 feet and no one else is within 5 feet.
If you're within 5 feet, no other creature within 5 feet of you, and you don't have disadvantage on attack roll, all other rules... Because wouldn't the Master Duelist, if something else is in 5 feet of you, wouldn't you not have sneak attack then? Based off the...
Yes, but Master Duelist, you can't... Master Duelist, you can take a second attack on that target if it's the only creature within 5 feet of you still.
Yes.
So it just builds on top of that.
Yeah, it's still a dueling kind of 1v1 situation.
Okay.
Cool.
Yeah.
And then, Fancy Footwork is nice because you can take 2 attacks on them and then disengage and go fight someone else. Which is really nice without taking opportunity attack.
Which I do like that even across a lot of these classes, they're increasing movement. I've noticed a lot of abilities for even just a couple different ones. There's a lot of things that give you like free movement, which I am here for. I love the fact that you some people might find it annoying, like, oh man, but I love the more movement oriented combat where things are changing. It's not just a slog of, oh, we're all standing here taking RuneScape turns hitting each other one at a time. It's like, no, this is like giving you
up and hit it till it dies.
Yeah, dude, I like that there's a lot more.
Personally, I enjoy right clicking.
Yeah,
right?
I am
so
dude, I like to move her. I like that too because a lot of like combat scenarios that I build up in mine and that I've run in both Frost Trail and our Star Wars campaign is the battlefields are very complex and there's a lot of moving pieces around everywhere. So having more turns where I'm not just like, well, I'm going to take this turn to dash and then my turn is over so that I can be part of another piece of the battlefield allows you to move around a little bit more.
Exactly.
And like set up more complex battles too, which is pretty cool.
Hell yeah. And you can add those like terrain pieces that, you know, might require more movement because you know your characters can move more. So super cool. All right, let's just run through Thief real quick. So Thief, the reason why
I think we're going to take a minute on Thief, but you go ahead.
All right, well, I wanted to run through Thief because Thief was really bad. At least it was very mid in 2014, and it just was not, it wasn't very good. So let's see. So Fast Hands. As a bonus action, you can do one of the following. Sleight of Hand. Make a dexterity sleight of hand check to pick a lock or disarm a trap with thieves' tools or to pick a pocket. Use an object, use an object action, or take the magic action. Use a magic item that requires that action. What?
So, I want to point out real quick, magic action's normally a full action.
Yeah.
It is an action. So now you, as a bonus action, you can utilize a magical object. Depending on what that is, that could be really good.
Oh, okay, yeah. Okay, so as a bonus action, do the following. And that's why I was like, take the use. That's why I read action twice on use an object, and I was like, what? Yeah. But yeah, I think that's pretty cool. The only reason why this is pretty similar to the 2014, except for you can now use a magic action. The only reason why I don't think this is super strong is only because I generally like to lean to letting characters do more on their turns anyway. So this is just kind of doubling down on something that I would already allow, but it does clean it up to make it so like you can inherently do it no matter the DM's discretion, which is kind of nice.
which is pretty cool because you could also have something like a wand, which takes a full magic
Yes.
action to use, and
Yeah.
then you could use that as a bonus action, which is really nice because it adds. I think that this does it doesn't add a bunch of stuff, especially for giving more agency to players, since we all do that quite a bit. But I do think it is for like certain things, like some dude pulls out this stick of fireball, and they're like, bonus action.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're like, "Ah, there."
You gotta love it.
Yeah.
Or the stick of fish catching. It's just a fishing rod, but it's a magical item.
Yeah, but it's a
stick of
bonus
fish
action.
catching.
Hey, but
a
it's
bonus
a
action.
you're
now, dude.
fishing.
We love the bonus actions. Also, Pokemate, I see that you have joined the chat, but I saw that Stream Elements did time you out for spamming caps. So watch out for the watch out for RoboCop. Yeah, I got a message saying that Stream Elements timed them out. So whenever you're done, out of timeout corner, welcome in. It's good to see you.
I never had a timeout corner.
Yeah, RoboCop. I mean, I did increase some of the caps amounts, but obviously if you spam 10 million, it's probably still going to time you out. So
Right.
but welcome in regardless. Okay, so second story work. These also third level, which I think is dope because I'm pretty sure. Okay, so the second story work was also third level in OG, but you've trained to reach especially hard to reach places, granting you these benefits. You gain a climb speed equal to your speed. That's awesome. On your turn, you can move on a ceiling without making the ability check, provided there is at least one handhold during the move. But you fall if you end the turn You end the turn there without a handhold. Jumper.
I want to wait. Okay, I understand what they're saying, but that does sound ridiculous.
Yeah.
Where it's like you can move your speed as a climb speed. You can move across a ceiling as long as there are at least one handhold during the move. So somewhere along a 30-foot rung, as long as there's somewhere to stick your hand in, you can Assassin's Creed Unity your way across.
Hell yeah.
And just get there. I know what they mean, but it is a funny visual.
Well, I think it's hilarious because I like how they're like, hey, make sure it's grounded in realism. Oh, monk, run up that mountain cliff. No handholds required. Just sprint up the mountain. Do not worry. Do not worry. Monk, do whatever you want.
I want to point out, you're the one who brought up monk first.
Yeah,
Jared.
I know.
We were trying not to talk about it, man, and we were doing so well.
Oh, you're right. Actually, I did say at the end of last stream, I was like, we're not talking about it. First to talk about it fails, and I literally failed. I forgot.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Jumper.
Pokemate literally said not the monk stuff again. Okay, we'll try not to. We'll stop. We'll refrain. We'll refrain. Okay, sorry. I had to.
Came at a bad moment.
Yeah. Hold on. Okay. We're moving on. Okay, jumper. Your jump distance is determined by your dexterity rather than your strength. Dope.
That's good. I like that.
Real quick, we need you. Okay, so literally this is so much better. So second story work in 2014 was literally you gain the ability to climb faster than normal. Climbing no longer costs your extra movement. That's all it said.
Yeah.
That's so I like that they give you climb speed. I think climb speed is really good because it doesn't require checks because if it's a movement speed you can just do it. You can just go up the surface. And so I think that's really cool. Yep. Much better.
I like that. Yeah.
And then, so kind of, let's see what this is. So, Supreme Sneak. You gain the following cunning strike option: stealth attack. If you have the hide action's invisible condition, this attack doesn't end that condition on you, or if you end the turn behind 3/4 cover or total cover. That's awesome.
That's why I said that sounds like something the assassin would have had, but the thief has this. And that's really, really good.
That is really good, and I kind of almost, I wouldn't even be opposed since assassin doesn't have any cunning strike options. I would honestly just throw this over to them because I think that's really cool that both of these, because that's insanely good. This attack doesn't end that condition. Yeah. That's insane.
It also only costs 1d6, so you're not losing a lot.
Yeah.
No.
And that's a big thing. That frees up your bonus action. This bonus action to hide and do all that again. If you can stay hidden, then you can use that for other things. So that's really good. Especially
now that, again, if you have a wand on you, you can use your bonus action to fire that son of a bitch off.
Yeah. So essentially, so if you're hiding, and that's interesting too that they word it like that. So it says, I guess now hiding gives you the invisible condition, which is I think more depth to that condition than it was in 2014, which is cool. I don't think Pokemon necessarily means that like you're invisible, like the invisibility spell. I think it's just giving you like the conditions of it, where like you have bonus, you have bonuses to some of your rolls and whatnot. But yeah, essentially you can be hidden, have the invisibility condition, attack, and as long as you end your turn behind 3/4 cover or total cover, you do not have to hide again, which is super cool. I like that.
I like that too, yeah.
Use magic device. In your treasure hunting, you've learned how to maximize use of magic items, granting you the following benefits. Attunement. You can attune to up to 4 magic items at once. That's actually super good. Isn't it 3? I think it's 3 before.
It's 3.
Yeah.
Whenever you
reading.
Whenever you use a magic item property that expends charges, roll a d6. On a roll of 6, use the property without expending the charges. That's dope. Okay, scrolls.
It's low probability, but I like that it's there.
I do like that it's there. You can use any spell scroll using intelligence as your spellcasting ability for the spell. If the spell is a cantrip or first level spell, you can cast it reliably. If the scroll contains a higher level spell, you must first succeed on an intelligence Arcana check with a DC equal to 10 plus the spell's level. On a successful check, you cast the spell from the scroll. On a failed check, the scroll disintegrates. This is playing into the rules that like non-spellcasters can't use scrolls, right?
Yeah.
I believe so, yes.
Okay.
It is definitely tying into it. And it's also, this isn't Arcane Trickster. This is the Thief.
Yeah. Yeah, I like
That's
that.
pretty damn good.
That is pretty damn good. I like that. My mind... Yeah, that's pretty sick. I like that a lot. And then Thief's Reflexes. You are adept at laying ambushes and quickly escaping danger. You can take 2 turns during the first round of any combat. You take your first turn at your normal initiative and your second turn at initiative minus 10. That's dope.
I like that it's spaced out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that.
That's actually so much easier to digest than you get your movement, attacks, whatever. All right, do it again.
Yeah.
I like that you get your free attack. All right, now back down. The board's changed a bit. Go ahead and do whatever else you want to do, and then...
Yeah.
And
I also just would like to say, too, surprise rounds are technically not rounds of combat. So you could technically, if you were in a surprised encounter, you would technically get 3. At least that's how I would rule it, because it goes surprise, and then round 1.
I think how the book rules it is surprised is a condition that enemies are under normally for the first round, and then after that they don't. I think normally that's how these are written, but I would be curious to see if they've updated that.
Let me actually look, because I'm pretty sure surprise... I thought surprise... Here, let's talk into the mic. I thought surprise was
I also do surprise rounds normally. However, I think
talk about normal D&D.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not worried about normal D&D. You do it like you get a whole round and then you start round 1. Or
normally is how I'll do it.
Yeah, that's what I usually do.
Yeah,
that's what I do too.
But I think the surprised condition is what mechanic they use, I believe. But I'm trying to see if they have it updated here. Help, fly, grappled.
And then just real quick, I just want to go through. Yeah, so use magic device was in the 2014, but it was worded like shit, and then it was very just like you had to really interpret it.
Yeah. They had it, but it was dog shit.
No, it was really shit. And then Thieves Reflexes actually is actually the exact same.
It should be the same. Yeah.
That's really cool. Except for
they said it was updated from whatever the
I forget
whatever their change was.
I forget there's literally hot notes that really tell you. Nice. Anyway, I think it's really good. I actually think that's more viable now than what it used to be. So good on them.
Yeah. I think all around for the 3 we've read, they're all pretty good.
They're pretty good. I would say
none of them are as crazy as some of the other things we've read, but they're all pretty good.
Don't you say it. Don't you?
I didn't.
Don't you say bad words, Magic Man. All right. Well, as long as if anyone doesn't have anything else, then I think we should just jump to 7.
No, I'm excited for 7 because the first class there.
Yes, sir. I know you. I know what you want. Barbarian, baby.
Which is funny. Yeah, because I don't think I've ever played a Barbarian aside from like a one-shot. Like, I'm not a big fan of Barbarian, but they went fucking hard this redesign.
Yes, they said, hey, you want Barbarian to be on crack and meth at the same time? And it's just like, yep.
Like, yes. How did you know?
Yeah.
Also,
That's
yeah,
a good mix.
That's crazy synergy with the Artificer. That is true, though. If you had an Artificer with
Yes. Oh my
the
God.
Thief Rogue and having quick hands and all that stuff, that'd be pretty slick, actually. This man's making devices that he can just inherently utilize and break the game with. That's actually pretty sick.
Yeah, I will say the only thing about that is the level 13 ability with the charges, the scrolls, and the attunement. That's level 13. But level 3, the use object for the magic action is worth a dip for Artificer. Like, that's 3 levels.
Yeah, that's
pretty good.
And
honestly, I'd say a pretty flavorful mix too, because being able to do the same thing with a disarm or unlock a trap with thieves' tools and such doesn't seem too far off from something an Artificer might be doing already. I like it. I know. A bold statement, but I do like it.
I think it's dope. I think it gives, I think it's just, like you said, flavor, too. I think it's just kind of I don't know. It's just cool. I think
they're just nice updates, I think.
It adds a lot of depth.
I have dibs on the class for the...
No, yeah. Well, the only one that I wanted to do for Barbarian was Path of the World Tree, because I think that was a new one.
It is, so never mind. I don't have diffs.
No, you're good.
I'll do Zealot. Because Zealot I do like.
Well, we
don't
weird. Do Berserker, because Berserker was not great, and I want to see if Berserker is changed at all.
I feel like.
Do you want to start there? So we're just going down the paper.
That's fine. I think Berserker. I think Berserker was good, but it was very shallow. I think, and I hope they add some depth to it for Berserker, because the frenzied rages, the mindless rage, and the I think intimidation. Actually, let's just go for it.
I don't think they changed really anything. So it says they changed intimidating presence, and that's it.
Oh, well then.
Yes, that's why. Honestly, I read that. And that's kind of why it was like I don't really want to.
Yeah, I mean.
Then I'll pop through 2 intimidating presence and just do intimidating presence, since everything else is totally the same. As a bonus okay, so it's a bonus action now. You can strike terror into others with a menacing presence and swell your primal power. When you do so, each creature of your choice within 30 feet or 60 feet if your rage is active must make a wisdom saving throw equal to DC 8 plus your proficiency bonus plus your strength modifier, provided the creature isn't behind total cover. On the save, the creature has a frightened condition for a minute. At the end of each of the frightened creature's turns, it can try and make the save again, and you get this once per long rest.
I will say the subclasses here, and I'm just saying this to kind of pad it. Obviously, just like briefly reading through Mindless Rage, Retaliation, Frenzy, none of it's that good, but also the stock Barbarian's really fucking good.
Yeah.
I'm curious to see if this is a pattern we see with the other subclasses, where they're not that in depth, or maybe they're very specific.
Also, I think giving it as a bonus action for Fear is, I mean, it's nothing crazy, but it's nice.
Doing it for an action is ridiculous.
Yeah, it's nice that it's like, that's a good update.
Yeah, and I am a little bit I'm a little bit surprised that it's only one a long rest, just because it just seems like such a. Well, hold on. Yeah, if it can repeat the saving throw, this just seems like such a like a all or nothing, right? And if they can repeat the saving throw, it's just yeah. Anyway, all right. Path of the Wild Heart is literally just Path of the Totem Warrior, but just renamed.
Yes, it is. They have a crazy amount of updates for different things in the subnotes. The biggest thing that anybody cares about is the only reason I'm reading it. Rage of the Wild, formerly called Totem Spirit, contains revisions for each option. The only one I'm reading is Bear no longer grants resistance to all but 1 damage type. The former design was too powerful, and now allows you to gain resistance to 2 damage types of your choice.
Yep.
So, a nerf, but an understandable enough one.
Yeah. That's actually what Todd, I want to say, is doing. Actually, no, he didn't choose that one. He chose Path of the Zealot. But I did tell Todd, I was like, hey, because he's a barbarian in the current arc, and I was like, we will be using Unearthed Arcana, and that nerf will be applied. So
there you go. Yeah. So is he using this current Path of the Zealot I'm about to read in a bit?
He is current. Yeah, he's using that one.
Oh, cool. Then yeah, that'll be fun to read then.
Yeah. I'm gonna read Path of the World Tree, unless we don't. We don't want to go through Wild Heart, right? Wild Heart's just...
No,
No,
updated totem.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, Path of the World Tree. Barbarians who follow the Path of the World Tree believe that their rage links them to the cosmic ash tree uses basically tree power. All right,
Yeah,
Vitality.
so pretty much if you played Valheim, you've played this class.
Well, it also reminds me of Elden Ring with a big ass tree in the middle of the world, and you're like, "Oh, touch the big tree, do it, touch it now, and you'll get powerful." And that's what kind of reminds me of too. So, the ERDTREE from the Elden Ring. Level 3, Vitality of the Tree. When you activate your rage, you regain a number of hit points equal to your Barbarian level. At the start of each of your turns while your rage is active, you can choose another creature within 10 feet of yourself to gain temporary hit points. To determine the number of temporary hit points, roll a number of d6s equal to your rage damage bonus, and add them together. If any of these temporary hit points remain when your rage ends, they vanish. Holy shit.
So well, shit, fuck. That's pretty good.
At the start of each of your turns while your rage is active, you choose another
damage, which is starting at a +2 for a long while, only going to a +4 towards the end.
So that's still 46. Oh, that's 2d6 up to 46. That's
2d6 at level 3 every turn?
Yeah, every turn. Choose a creature. And it can be the same, or if those hit points aren't taken, you can just keep dishing them out. And to re-emphasize, I love that they're taking mechanics of the D&D and they're like expanding them. Temporary hit points used to not really be a thing. There's a spell or two that gave you temporary hit points. Now they're like really like embellishing it. And I like that because I think temporary hit points is a really good way to give healing, but not really. You know, I feel like temporary hit points is not as good as, as healing, only because, you can only have one stack of them at a time, but it's still health. And I really like that.
No, I like that a lot. I do want to point out, when you activate your rage, you regain a number of hit points equal to your Barbarian level.
Yes.
But at the start of each of your turns while your rage is active, you can choose another creature. So I don't believe you can stack this on yourself. It is primarily you buffing other members of your team, it seems like.
Yeah.
Which I do like. I like that you get the initial hit, then everything after that is you casting it towards friends within 10 feet of you. So it's like going to be you, the fighter, the paladin.
I like that they've added a lot of like multi-party stuff now. Like a lot of classes, like I was saying with the rogue, like a lot of classes felt like very, I'm doing my thing and I'm doing my thing. And now it's like, okay, like we're actually a party now. Let's try and like work together. And when you're in combat, you're now going to be like, okay, well, let me try and stay within 5 or 10 feet of the barbarian because that's beneficial for me to do that, rather than just being like, all right, get close to me. I got my aura, or any of the like commanding strike and stuff like that from fighter. But there was very few things that made you want to be within more than 30 feet of allies.
Right. And now there's a lot of things where it's like, which is good too, because there's things that give you bonuses to like AoE effects that might affect you. But the bonuses you're getting here make it worth understanding the fact that if an AoE spell comes in, it might be rough, but you got enough things supporting you.
Right. And this also kind of makes this like unique. Like generally people wouldn't stick around the barbarian. Usually, like you were saying, like paladin, like there's very niche things that gave you very specific bonuses for staying near. Now it's like, the boogie bard, right? Stay near them, you can get free evasion. Barbarian giving you health. That's really cool, like you're saying. Also, temp HP is so cool. One sec. Temp HP is so cool, especially for tank classes, because it makes characters feel more like health sponges, even if you're mainly only losing temp HP. Exactly. 100%.
Absolutely.
What's up, Connor?
I read ahead to level 6.
Of course you did! Of course you did.
My eyes work, damn it. I don't know what to tell you.
Look at those dogs on the bed instead of the words on the screen.
Dog.
Okay, branches of the tree. I love the names of these are pretty goofy. While your rage is active, whenever a creature you can see ends its turn within 20 feet of you, you can use your reaction to summon spectral branches of the world tree around it. The target must succeed on a strength saving throw, DC 8 plus prof plus strength, or be teleported to an unoccupied space you can see within 5 feet of yourself, or the nearest unoccupied space you can see. The space the target teleports to must be on a surface or liquid that can support it, otherwise the target doesn't teleport. That's actually so cool for like no reason.
I do say, and I like this design note, voluntary saving throw. The 2024 Player's Handbook will clarify that any creature can voluntarily fail its saving throw.
Oh,
so you
nice.
can't do this to a buddy.
Yeah.
To you.
But
I believe it. I like that they specify, because it's written just like you here, swing.
That's sick, dude.
And that's a reaction.
That's
Oh yeah,
awesome.
hold on. Oh, that is
really So
Oh.
your ally could come in, absolutely wail on something like a Remoraz or something, then you just spend your turn to teleport him behind you afterwards, so the Remoraz is hitting you.
That's so cool, man.
Yeah, because it doesn't have to be in front of you; it can be behind you. Yeah, they can start their turn next to you, get free temporary hit points, run up to again the Remoraz, soak up their temporary hit points, getting that damage done to them, being in proximity. Then you teleport them behind you.
And I would say
sick.
I like that, and I do like that it's a little bit downsized, because a lot of times a lot of abilities are 30 feet. I do like that it's 20 feet. It's a little bit closer. You kind of have to be a little bit closer to your teammates, and you still kind of have to be in the thick of it, but you can do that.
Well,
yeah, it's super cool. And it says teleported too. So in my mind, if like something's like restrained, like there's no reason why you can't get them out of that restraint, or like if a creature's grappling or something like that. Like that's. Dude, this is sick.
That's really nice. That's really sick. I really liked that.
Yeah, pulling it out of a grapple with this would be nasty.
And I just love that also baseline Barbarian is sick as fuck too now. So it's like, this is just insane.
Creature you can see. It does specify you can see. Okay.
That is a good point. Battering Roots. Tendrils of the World Tree extend from your melee weapons. While you wield any melee weapon, your reach with that weapon increases by 10 feet. And when you hit with it, you even activate the push or topple property, even if you're using another mastery property with that weapon.
Yo,
that's insane. That's so cool, dude.
At level 10, fucking, you have the reach property already. You just add 10 feet to that.
No, that's what's crazy is this isn't even reach. His reach is 10 feet. It increases by 10 feet, so 15 feet.
You have a barbarian with a glaive, dude. A 20 foot,
yes.
dude, a 20-foot wailing weapon.
Yeah.
Yeah, damn, bro.
You drop their speed to 0. You topple them.
That's so.
And
that's
then bonus
so cool.
action, you just hit them with the backside of your thing from again 20 feet away.
No, what's funny is you hit them from 20 feet away, knock them on their ass, use tendrils of the world or branches of the tree, teleport them in front of you anyway.
Dude.
You thought you were going somewhere, buddy?
Yeah, that's good.
Oh, yo, hey, they said ranged barbarian just makes ranger even worse.
It's even nature themed too. Yeah, this is the real ranger, man.
Yeah, that's so
this
funny.
Is it.
That's so
Well,
funny.
you're gonna read further up. They're gonna get a fucking companion.
Yeah. All you have to do is have an amulet of like animal friendship or annual companion or summon familiar, and boom, you're literally just a better druid. Or not druid, but ranger.
What is it? Nature Speaks at level 10 for the Path of the Wild Heart.
Yeah, boom, boom.
With nature.
There you go.
Travel along the tree.
Travel along the tree. As an action, you touch a huge or larger tree or a teleportation circle to create a link through the world tree to a teleportation circle somewhere else on the same world or on another plane of existence. When you do so, you can specify a target destination in general terms, such as the city of Brass on the elemental plane of fire, and you and up to 5 willing creatures within 30 feet of you appear at the teleportation circle closest to that destination. The teleportation circle is too small to hold all the creatures you transported. They appear in the unoccupied space closest to the circle. Once you use this feature, you can't use it again until you finish a long rest. If you've run out of uses of this feature, you can spend 5 uses of your rage choosing to activate this feature instead of the rage. Dude, that's so cool.
You get tree walk. Or what is it?
Yeah, it's what is it called? I
don't remember.
Tree stride or something like that?
Yeah, something like that.
Literally a tree stride, I think. Nope, that's you enter a tree. Never mind, hold on, that's not right. What is it called?
Because there is the ranger one where you teleport, or druid ranger one where you can teleport tree to tree. This one, I like that it says a huge or larger tree, and it links you to the teleportation circle network, essentially.
Dude, I don't know what it is. Someone
you
Google
don't need to find a teleportation circle. You could just fucking get there.
Yeah, and well, it's also really cool, too. Is that they're like, hey, if it's not big enough, you're still there. Not, hey, it's not big enough, your dudes get cut in half and bisected and spread across the astral sea. It's like, nah, okay.
That's like a home rule thing, I think.
Yeah.
Where I like the idea of teleportation being a little bit dangerous, but I understand, like, here, in the rules written here, yeah, it's not dangerous. If it doesn't fit, fuck it, you're just outside, buddy. But I think, like, this, if you wanted to mess with it, that's a DM thing, and probably tell your party beforehand. you know.
Well, I kind of like
Right.
that too in a way because I feel like it's almost tapping into more powerful kind of like nurturing magic with like, you know, nature and stuff. Whereas like Arcane can be very brutal and just like unforgiving. Whereas this is kind of almost a little bit more like that kind of grounded nature kind of nurturing where it's like, no, we're not going to kill you. But Arcane is just like, ah, you fucked up. Time to die.
Yes, that makes more sense.
Go ahead, Logan.
Oh yeah, I do like that class a lot.
Oh, I love
I
that.
like that. That's
I love
a
that.
really cool
I'm
stuff.
playing
That's-
that. I'm playing that next
awesome,
whatever.
yeah.
I want to play that so bad.
I
playing
haven't
it
ever played
whenever.
a barbarian, but like with all the additions to base barbarian and then their subclasses, I just
Yeah.
chef's kiss.
Yeah, like getting a party together of just a bunch of like nature-based folk to just go out and just start kicking ass.
that'd be
The
yeah.
barbarian, because I never really liked the ancestral spirit barbarian, and what never really resonated. Even the bear totem was like a version of barbarian that was more like Outlander, but this is like nature magic.
Yes, yeah.
Like very much nature magic. Obviously, I like that a lot.
I do too. And I just like that. You know, you have a party of you know, like a barbarian, a druid, a ranger. Fuck ranger. Never mind. That sucks.
Yeah.
Way of the four elements, something.
We do not speak of that
Yeah.
class. But, you know, maybe even classes, they're four elements. You know, nature based.
Yeah, nature based.
I was more of thinking of nature-based sorcerer, please.
Yeah.
Anything else?
Wild magic. Ooh, wild magic. You can kind of flavor like that though
Oh, wild
too.
magic, yeah.
Path of the Zealot.
Hell yeah.
That's it.
Absolutely, I'm ready here.
do
And I guess I'm also reading what's his name in your brother Valdus? Brother
Oh.
Valdus?
Valdus.
Valdus, yeah. I'm just reading it because I happen to have that Discord open on my computer as well. My setup's confusing right now. Don't worry about it.
Nice. Wait,
All
is
right,
he?
for Path of the Zealot, level 3, the design notes are up here. You can channel divine power into your strikes on each of your turns while your rage is active. The first creature you hit with a weapon or an unarmed strike takes damage equal to 1d6 plus half your barbarian level, rounded down. The extra damage is necrotic or radiant. You choose the type of damage each time you deal the damage.
Nice.
So just a little fuck you damage. I
Little-
like that.
yeah, a
But
little bit on
also in
top.
level 3, a warrior of the gods. A divine entity helps to ensure you can continue to fight. When a spell or magic item restores any of your hit points, you can roll a d12 and
Whoa.
gain additional hit points equal to the number rolled. You can use this benefit number times equal to your Constitution modifier, minimum of once, and you gain all expended uses when you finish a long rest. In addition, if a spell such as the Raise Dead spell has a sole effect of restoring you to life, but not undeath, the caster doesn't need material components to cast it on you. Which is a weird thing
Well,
to add as a caveat. Hey, if you're fucking dead, and
well, so
However,
well, so the
revivify also doesn't require
Yes.
something.
well, so
yes,
so
restore
raise,
you to life.
raise dead and revivify. Those are all diamonds that are worth a lot of gold, and so that's why that one is really good. Is because literally, as long as you have the spell slot, you can just raise this dude from the dead. It's funny
Yes.
though because Ty was doing this and Ty was talking to Corey, and he's like, "Hey, Corey, what kind of spells you got? Do you have access to raise dead by any chance?" and he was like, "Dude, if I die, just hit me with it. Just
hit me up,
just
yeah.
defib this dude. Just keep bringing him back."
Hell yeah. Oh, that's actually a good point. That's funny. Level 6, Fanatical Focus. If you fail a saving throw while your rage is active, you can re-roll it, and you must use the new rule. You can use this feature only once per active rage.
Nice.
Okay, yeah, it's an option that you have there.
Yeah.
Zealous Presence, and let me real quickly check. I don't think Fanatical Focus was changed at all. Zealous
Oh.
Presence, as a bonus action, you unleash a battle cry infused with divine energy. Up to 10 other creatures of your choice within 60 feet of you gain advantage on attack rolls or saving throw until the start of your next turn. Once you use this feature,
Hell
you can't use it
yeah.
again until you finish a long rest. If you've run out of uses of this feature, you can spend a use of your rage to activate Zealous Presence instead of rage.
I love
That's pretty good.
I love the
Good.
conversions of resources, dude. I
That's
love
really
that.
good, and that's the update they added, so you can do conversions to it, which is
Yes.
an amazing update to add because just for literally everything that they've done, being able to convert things is so nice because you have a lot of
Yeah.
things that are like really good, but once per long rest, and then you're like, well, I don't need my rage for right now. Like this would be better in this situation.
Right, yeah, I do like that. A lot of classes seem to have like a sub, like resource, like rages, or as we were just reading with the rogue, the sneak attack damage. just different things. There's like, oh yeah, you can burn it, use it, convert it, however you might need as your class and subclass grows.
And I love that. I love that
go
too. Was 1 second. I love that too as well because your rages are also more meaningful because, like before with in the 2014, it was 1 minute, but now a rage is 10 minutes, and so it kind of gives you that more flexibility too. So like, say you had like you only have 2 rages, right? You rage once. You could maybe do the conversion like that. Well, I guess you're at level 10, so let's see what you have.
Yeah.
Level 10, you have 4 rages, so you have a lot of
yes.
You have a lot of rages, but still, regardless, it's like, you don't have to worry about, oh, is this combat, like no combat's lasting for 10 minutes, so you're good. If you wanted to burn a rage and then keep it, you don't have to necessarily worry about, oh, how many rages do I have to burn during this one combat. You're basically 1 rage for 1 combat is basically now what you're good with, which is cool.
I like it too. Yeah.
Especially since
also, I do want to say.
Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, you.
I was going to say, I want to say, giving advantage on 1 round of combat is potentially not that good. It's good. What I like is it's up to 10 other creatures.
Right.
Because that means like you're in an NPC scuffle, you got allies, you got things going on. Your 60 feet's a pretty large area. Like this is something that your buddy uses to like really shine, and like if a proper scrap's breaking out, you're buffing the NPCs and the party.
Yeah.
And just like another way to kind of interact with an ability strictly to help NPCs.
And I mean, the advantage on attack rolls is, it's pretty good, but I think the saving throws is where that can really shine. If there's like creatures that like monsters that you have that just like that, like if they just keep wailing you with saving throws and doing like certain effects, that this is where you can really like, if you've already used it, burn a rage to try to like help get those damage back into it. Also, Logan, your camera's all shitty. He's like, I know. He's like, I'm worried about it.
Rage Beyond Death. When your restless rage successfully restless rage successfully restores your hit points, you can assume the form of a spectral warrior. While in this form, you gain the following benefits: you have a fly speed equal to your speed and can hover. You can move through creatures and objects as if they were difficult terrain, but you take 1d10 force damage if you end your turn inside a creature or object. When you're hit by an attack roll, you can use your reaction to turn that hit into a miss. The form lasts for 1 minute or until you regain any hit points or drop to 0 hit points. Once you use this feature, you can't do so again until you finish a long rest.
Okay, hold on. I have to go back up. Relentless Rage.
Relentless Rage. I just looked back up at it. It's when you are raging and you drop to 0 hit points, you make a DC 10 con saving throw. If you succeed, you heal equal to 2 times your Barbarian level.
Oh, and that's base again, right?
Yeah, that's base.
Okay, so I will say this. So Path of the Zealot, and the reason why I know this is because Yasha in Critical Role, she was Path of the Zealot, and Rage Beyond Death was essentially Relentless Rage, where this ability, Rage Beyond Death, was where if you died, you just kept going and your rage would hold you firm. I do like that they switched it though. I like how they kind of made that base class for Barbarian, and then they just made it super cool with like you just get a bunch of stuff here.
Yeah. So pretty much you get dropped in combat, you get hit points back because you pass your save. So the enemy kills you, and instead of you dying, you become a spectral warrior. You have a fly speed, you can move through objects, you can choose not to be hit by shit. And you're still part of fucking combat. You're still there.
That's so cool, man. Oh, that's sick. No, that's awesome.
I like that a lot. That one's pretty fun. That's a good one.
Also, hold on.
Especially considering.
Oh, okay. No, I'm just reading when it successfully restores your hit points, you can assume. Okay, go ahead. Yeah.
Yes. So if you fail your roll, it's not like, all right, here's a bonus. It's like, oh, you're down.
Yeah.
You're down. But if you don't, then you're just going at it still.
Yes.
Which is
Path of the World Tree is really good. I feel like Path of the World Tree and Zealot are 2 very different play styles in the same class. And I think that's exactly what you want a fucking subclass to do, which doesn't happen that often. I feel like they're both leading into completely different directions for the characters.
And I would say on top with that note too, I think it's really cool that they nerfed Totem Barbarian. I feel like that nerf really kind of opens people's eyes to expand their barbarian
Yeah.
kind of taste. I feel like people were like, dude, having resistance to everything is just too good. Fuck it, I'll take that. I'll be the tank. But I like that
it is too good.
I like that they nerfed that. You know, you do still get 2 more, but I like that they kind of they could cut that the knees a little bit so that other things can really shine now. It's not just like, oh, you can resistance to everything or like deal a little more damage. Now it's like, no, this is a little bit weaker, but that's so that you can maybe, you know, instead of tunnel visioning on Totem Warrior, you can now check other things out and actually expand, you know, what barbarians, you know, can do.
Yeah, because I mean the other barbarian subclasses were just okay.
Yeah.
I mean in general, and so like I'm modifying it so that every subclass is now better. Is just it's nicer to have more diversified because like a lot of the times I'd be like, well, yeah, like if you're gonna dip into barbarian, dip into one of these 2 subclasses. Don't even worry about dipping into literally anything else. It's just gonna be a waste of levels.
Right. I like it though. I think all the subclasses we read are good. Obviously, the changes to Berserker. Is that what it is?
Berserker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
There was no whole lot.
Berserker's like it's fine, but like the other, I like the new class. I like Zealot. Obviously, I like Zealot just because flavor-wise, like just what the class is a lot of fun.
Yeah, I kind of like that Zealot. Zealot's like, yeah, Zealot's kind of like leaning a little more towards like if you wanted the flavor to like, you know, be subservient to like or like follow like a deity or something, and then you can still do it with nature. It says even not merely connection to nature, it is a gift from God, a god. So it's kind of cool that you have like nature focused barbarian, you have like divine kind of, you know, you have like kind of a more deity central barbarian, but then you also just have big smacko barbarian with the berserker and then yeah, so
Oh yeah,
hell yeah. All right,
I'm ready for the next one, baby. Let me
All right.
tell you.
okay,
And I have my subclass picked out.
okay. So that's okay. So for
Do I?
for fighter,
Yeah, I do have it picked out. I was about to change it up, but I think I'm set.
okay. So fighter, I wanted to do brawler and champion. So if someone wants to do brawler or champion, let me know.
I'll do Brawler then,
Okay.
if that's all right, yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
Brawler seems like
I
fun.
wanted to do Eldritch Knight. So
Okay.
There you go.
Then we'll rip through all
I
of
could
them.
have picked those out of a lineup if I'm being honest. I could have guessed which ones you're gravitating towards.
Hell yeah.
Only because I think everyone's chosen normally Battle Master.
Yeah.
Does not seem that changed looking at the design notes.
Actually, let's see. Design notes, it says, Tune of War, know your enemy, now allows you to know, Relentless. Now it allows you to use a maneuver once. Okay, nothing crazy. Oh, maneuver updates, though?
yeah, I was about to say, and then you get down to maneuver updates.
It's long.
That's
but that's
long, bro.
that is something like shit. We could start next
Yeah.
Tavernside talk going through those because
Yeah.
that's
If
like going
you-
through the
I'm not reading
Warlock's
through- I'm not reading
invocations.
through all
I was
that
about to say,
shit.
if you want, man, just go look it up yourself. It's on D&D Beyond, man. Look at the maneuver options.
This
That
is
too
playtest
much
7
reading.
pages.
Hold on.
12 and 13.
No, I got you. Okay, hey, everyone, hold on. We're going to take 5 seconds. Hey, for everybody here, if you guys want to read the maneuvers, hold on. Pausing for 3 seconds. This is going on YouTube. So pause it here. Read it through.
Okay.
All right, hold on. Let's keep going.
Or
Keep it
go
going.
to playtest 7.
No. Keep going. Okay, I'm pausing. Hey, feel free to pause the video. Obviously, we're live right now, but so you can't pause it. But here, hold on. Hold on. 2 more seconds. Keep.
You know, if they haven't paused by now, it is on them.
Well,
I'm just saying, like if they haven't hit space bar by now,
all right. Okay, hold on. I think if I didn't pause correctly and things are cut off, sorry, but there you go. Okay. All right. Let's do brawler.
yeah, gotcha.
Oh, wait,
Got
no.
you.
Actually, do you want to do? You're doing brawler. Okay. Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah, it doesn't matter to me.
Do it.
Brawler just seems like fun. I do want to say one thing they have written here in the flavor text. Brawlers focus their training on study, not on swordplay and battle tactics, but on skills needed to turn a punch or kick into a brutal strike, and any innocuous object to a deadly weapon. Some brawlers thrive in tavern scuffles and street rumbles, while others excel in espionage, wielding ordinary objects with the deadliness of an assassin's knife. Seems really cool. I would love to
Interesting.
have seen anything like that on the assassin's subclass for rogue. But let's see what that actually turns into here.
Yeah.
Level 3 unarmed expert. You can roll 1d6 plus your strength modifier in the place of a normal damage of your unarmed strike. If you aren't holding any weapons or a shield when you make the attack roll, the d6 becomes a d8.
Oh. That's
pretty
cool.
good. That's fucking. You're doing damage with that. That's pretty good. Still level 3 improvised
cool.
expert. You're proficient with improvised weapons. Whenever you finish a long rest, you can choose one weapon property from the 1-hand list and one from the 2-hand list. It also breaks it down: 1-hand, light or thrown, range 2060. 2-hand, reach or thrown, range 1030.
Oh, you can chuck your 2-handed greatsword. Okay, or
until
whatever.
the end of your long rest, 1-handed weapon choice applies to the 1-handed improvised weapons you wield. The 2-handed choice applies to 2-handed ones. In addition, whenever you attack with the improvised weapon, you can give one of the following mastery properties to that attack, depending on whether it can be wielded in 1-hand or 2. So you have Sap, Slow, or Vex for 1, Cleave, Push, or Topple for 2-handed.
I love this so much because all I'm thinking about is a Goliath with like a barstool and just goes, yeah, man.
Dude, that's exactly my mind. Is just like you get run up at a camp, you just pick up a stick, you just start absolutely beating ass.
Dude,
Bro, you're a Goliath, man. You can throw 2-handed weapons. Picks up the whole ass log.
Exactly, yeah.
Dude,
Like
that's
the
so
log everybody
awesome.
was sitting on at camp, he just picks that up.
Yeah, exactly. With the people still on it, it's just.
Oh yeah.
Wait, you could technically
Well,
does this mean you could use a dead body as your weapon of choice?
If it's your weapon of choice, it might be.
Yeah.
I think I'd use that as like a renewable resource. Like every new combat, you might need to find a new one.
Okay, that's fair.
But level 7 grappling expert. So all that stuff was level 3.
Yeah.
Level 7 grappling expert. You can make one unarmed strike as a bonus action, which we already went through how that's already improved. When you use an unarmed strike in this way, you must choose the grapple or shove option. In addition to each of these, at the start of each of your turns, you can deal 1d6 bludgeoning damage to one creature grappled by you.
Oh, that's so cool, dude! You just beat the shit, like for free, dude. You just bonk their nog, dude.
Yeah.
That's sick. The
That's
start
why
of
I like that.
I like that because it just means like in my mind at the start of each of your turns, it feels like you're just like throwing a quick something like headbutt. Start your turn, headbutt.
Yeah.
All right, let's get going now.
Like you're steering the guy, you're controlling him in the flow of combat. You're like throwing punches at his buddies, and partway through, get him once, and then keep dishing.
Yeah, exactly. That's so cool.
Topically, immediately after, from level 7 now to level 10, dirty fighting.
Okay.
You have advantage on attack rolls made with improvised weapons and unarmed strikes against creatures grappled by you.
Oh, that's so cool. Okay.
Yeah, I like this class a lot. This is
Yeah.
already just, it's not strong at all. It's just cool.
It's unique, yeah.
Yeah. Try giving this fucker a magic item. He's gonna throw it.
Yo, here's my wand.
You are a master. Oh, there it is. This is what I was kind of looking for the assassin type stuff. Level 15, improvised specialist. You are a master at making the ordinary deadly. Whenever you hit a creature with an improvised weapon, you can add your proficiency bonus to the damage roll and the damage die to your two-handed weapon improvised. And the damage die of your two-handed improvised weapons becomes a 1d12.
Oh, that's sick.
In addition, whenever you attack with an improvised weapon, you can use 2 mastery properties from the improvised expert instead of 1.
Whoa.
Dude.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Yeah, that's really strong.
That's super cool.
Well, I mean, we'll see what the other subclasses have, but that's really strong.
And then
You get your proficiency with it. You can cleave and topple, and you're just beating the shit out of somebody with, like, the cello players. Cello. Like, you've gotten a fight in an orchestra. You grabbed a piece of music, and you're assaulting people. Before forget level 18, your unarmed strike improves to a D8. If you aren't holding any weapons or shield when you make an attack roll, the D8 becomes a D10. So that's it. You just get your unarmed strikes get better.
I
Level 18.
just read Tavern Brawler, the feat, and essentially a lot of this stuff is just that feat on actual crack, which is awesome.
Yeah.
I think it'd be a lot of fun though. Like I would homebrew it if a brawler wanted to take a feat as Tavern Brawler, I would probably just like instead of obviously because a lot of the stuff in Brawler base is much better than this, I would just make it even better. I would just like
Oh Jesus, you double up.
I would because I mean for Tavern Brawler you're proficient with improvised weapons that's already in this kit. Your unarmed strike steal a d4. You're obviously already better with that. But this one does say when you hit a creature with an unarmed strike or an improvised weapon on your turn, you can use a bonus action to attempt to grapple the target. Which actually they also still have that because that's what grappling expert is. So I would just like I don't know. I find a fun way, maybe like add advantage or something to. Well, they even add that, so I don't know. It's cool. I feel
Yes,
I feel like they literally were like, Tavern Brawler's sick, let's make it a subclass, and this is what we got.
That's what it feels like, and I would have expected to see that in the Barbarian list. Seeing it here with Fighter, I do like.
Yeah.
Because all this is listed, and it's been a while since we went through base Fighter, but base Fighter has a bunch of good shit. So
Yeah.
this is a really good class.
Did you already
But
read?
it's goofy.
Did you already read Unarmored Specialist?
Yep, I did.
Oh, okay.
Read it very quickly before we continued talking. But
no,
yeah.
you're good. I read till becomes a D10. Yeah, that's super cool. Tavern Brawler. It's just Tavern Brawler subclass, and that's awesome. I love that.
Me too.
That's super cool. And I do kind of like, and also like I add a maneuvers baseline for fighter, so like having maneuvers also with this class is pretty cool too, and just like you just make it, he just makes it even better. I just love the fact that they have a whole class around. Hey, you don't want to use a conventional weapon? Here's a whole class that lets you just do whatever you want.
I feel like the Brawler and then the new Thief for the Ranger would make like they're just two very kind of fun classes. Is kind of how I read them, as being kind of like goofy, not goofy, but like one's just like, I just found magic items and I don't really know how to use them. It's like, give it here, and just throws it at the guy. Like, they seem like fun.
Yeah, and I also really like that they're kind of almost giving a lot more of that unarmed kind of like playstyle to more than just monk. Like Bard with College of Dance, that is an unarmed kind of Bard, unarmed kind of playstyle for Bard. This is an unarmed playstyle for fighter. So I like that they're doing that.
Was it unarmed, or I thought they had a weapon?
For what? For Bard?
Boogie Bard?
I think it can be a punch too. I think that their base punch was better, right, and they could bitch slap somebody for a bonus action and stuff like that.
That's
so,
right.
Yeah.
I do remember talking explicitly about bitch slapping as a bonus action.
Yeah, bitch slap bonus action. Yeah,
hell yeah.
I do.
But hey, I'm ready for champion.
I am too, and I'm looking, and I hope that champion gets a good rise here, because I feel like champion was just so ass, especially compared to Battlemaster. So that's why I'm looking.
Yes.
That's why I'm really hoping that they added a lot more. Because champion literally had.
I will say the design notes, dude, this time do not say since the 2014 version. They say since the last playtest version.
Yeah, so I think
they might have been updated between then and now.
Yeah.
I'll also be right back.
Okay, sounds good.
Problem.
Okay, so improved critical. I want to say it's pretty much the same, right? So improved critical, your attack rolls with weapons and unarmed strikes can score a critical hit on a roll of 19 or 20. That is really good. I think
that's before.
That's the same as before, and I think that was one of the nice, like, kind of the big things champion had, but that was about it. So I'm curious as to what else they added.
Okay.
Remarkable athlete. Thanks to your athleticism, you have advantage on initiative rolls, and strength athletics checks. That's base. In addition, when you make a running long jump, the distance you can cover increases by a number of feet equal to your strength mod. Before, it said you can add half your proficiency bonus round up to any strength, dex, or con check you make that doesn't already use your proficiency bonus. In addition, when you make a run, so that's just convoluted and weird. Oh, by the way, the remarkable athlete was at 7th level before. Now it's 3rd.
Oh, weird.
Yeah, so they dropped that down. Well, I think that makes sense. I feel like that's like kind of like that being a base 7th level was pretty shit. I'm glad that they dropped that down and just gave it to you. Now, instead of 7, they have additional fighting style. You gain another fighting style of your choice, which fighting styles are really good. So having a second one is not bad.
Yes, absolutely. Especially like if you want to be a two-handed fighter, but you wanted to take, I think, which one gives you the bonus to AC? Just pick that up instead of.
Yeah, I'm not entirely. Let's see. Actually, I have fighting styles.
It's one of them.
Well, yeah. There's archery +2 to attack rolls with ranged weapons. Defense. While you're wearing armor, you get a +1 to AC. Exactly. You can take defense.
Yeah, defense.
Yeah, you can take defense.
You take defense, and then
2 weapon finding. Yeah.
Whatever. If you didn't want defense, but mechanically you felt it was too good to pass up at level 7, you have it.
Exactly.
Or you could always branch out and just be ready for more weapons. You'll never be ready with as many weapons as the Brawler. But
yeah, true.
That's okay. Yours were made in a shop. His were picked up off the ground.
Yeah, his was a barstool he found 7 years ago.
I mean, defensive 2-weapon fighting, dual weapon master man. You get bumped to 2 AC that way. And if you have plate armor, you have an AC of 20 while dual wielding.
Yeah, that exactly. And I think that's just like kind of that plays into this class being a champion is just makes sense.
Yeah, absolutely.
Level 10. Okay, so level 10 was actually the additional fighting style. So now, level 10 was dropped down to 7 in the Unearthed Arcana. Now level 10 is a new thing altogether. Heroic Warrior. A thrill of battle drives you towards victory. During combat, you can give yourself heroic advantage whenever you start your turn without it. What the hell is heroic advantage?
Heroic advantage looks like a new thing.
Where I'm
scrolling down. I'm looking for it.
Yeah, scroll down because that's the. I wonder if heroic advantage is maybe the replacement of what's it called? Inspiration, maybe.
What is heroic advantage?
I'm feeling you're not finding it.
Conflicted information. Yeah, heroic advantage lets you roll advantage on a d20. Yeah, it seems like it is right now advantage.
Inspiration. I think it is. I think that.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that's really cool. During combat, you give yourself heroic advantage whenever you start your turn without it. That's sick. And inspiration.
So you
give
yourself inspiration every turn.
You do, and what's insane about that is that inspiration, is a d20 roll, whatever. So that's insane. You literally just give yourself one reroll. Wow, that's dope. And that's a
it
whole.
Is, but also you can use it wherever any d20 roll. Like it could be, it could be friggin' like a check. Like it's like, oh, I want to lift this. I want to fucking, roll all the way this fireball. Whatever it is that you feel like you need it for.
Yeah, that's so cool. Now level 15 is the same. Your attack rolls with weapons and unarmed strikes can now score a critical hit on a roll of 18 to 20. Yeah, it's the same. But dude, honestly, I think with these additional abilities for champion, dude, that superior critical is super good. Like that is this class now actually having some more girth to it. That superior critical can really stand out. What? Okay, so Survivor looks like it got a little bit more beef. You attain the pinnacle of resilience in battle, giving you these benefits. Defy death. You have advantage on death saving throws. Moreover, when you roll 18 to 20 on death save, you get the benefits of rolling a 20 on a death save, so you come back up to 1.
That's really good.
Was
that what it had?
No, defy death.
14?
What do you mean? 14? You mean 18?
Yeah, well, yeah. Did they have defy death at 18? Was it written as that?
Let me read the other thing and then I'll read through it.
Sorry.
Yeah, no worries. Heroic Rally. At the start of each of your turns, you regain hit points equal to 5 plus your con mod if you have no more than half your hit points remaining. You don't gain this benefit if you have 0 hit points. That's awesome. Okay. Survivor in 2014, at 18th level, you attain the pinnacle of resilience in battle. At the start of each of your turns, you regain hit points. Okay, equal to con mod. Okay, so Heroic Rally was there, but Defy Death is added. The whole Defy Death.
Yeah, Defy Death is the really good one in my mind. Heroic Rally's good, but Defy Death is fucking awesome.
Well,
that's ridiculously good.
What's also good about that too is that you roll that, and then at the start of your turn you get healing because you're up because rolling that 20 on a death save gives you to 1. So then you start your turn with 1, then you can get your 5 plus your con mod.
Your Heroic Rally, yeah.
Yeah.
At the start of your next turn, if you don't get down between then and now, your Heroic Rally kicks off.
Yeah.
And then
that's
good.
That's really good. I don't want to bring up Monk, so I won't, but that's really good. All right, Eldritch Knight. Eldritch Knight, go ahead, Logan.
I won't have time for Eldritch Knight today because they're out of balance.
Are you kidding me?
Oh, that is right. I remember you saying that.
What if we do it real?
Remember I'm saying specifically before Eldritch Knight comes on, I'll need to leave.
What if you?
I gave you my time.
It was weird at the time, but now it makes sense.
What if you do it real fast? What if you do it real quick, like?
Yeah, I'll
no, Eldritch Knight's a pretty big thing because it's the spell casting version.
But usually the spell casting stuff is pretty consistent with the old version, or like the.
Really quickly, I'll just read spell
War
casting.
Magic. Let's see. War Magic now lets you replace your. Okay. War Bond. So I'm gonna go down to War Magic. I'm just gonna skip the earlier stuff because it's not modified at all, and I'm just gonna bounce down to the stuff that got modified.
Okay.
Cool. Okay.
So at level 7 War Magic, when you take the attack action on your turn, you can replace one of the attacks with casting one of the wizard cantrips that has a casting time of an action.
It's pretty good.
Oh, nice. Nathan is actually using that a lot in the arc because he's using Eldritch Knight, and dude, that's actually really sick.
What level are you guys?
10.
Oh, there you go. Okay.
Yeah.
Eldritch Strike, where you learn how to make your weapon strikes, undercut the creature's ability to withstand your spells. When you hit a creature with an attack using a weapon, that creature has disadvantage on its next saving throw it makes against the spell you cast before the end of your next
Oh, damn.
Which is pretty good.
Pretty good.
Arcane
Yeah.
charges. When you use your action surge, you can teleport up to 30 feet to an unoccupied space you can see. You can teleport before or after the use of the additional action.
Damn. Okay.
That's
that-
pretty good.
Yeah, I was gonna say
That
that's
was no, that was standard.
I was gonna. Okay, yeah.
Improved war magic. When you make the attack action on your turn, you can replace 2 of the attacks with casting one of your wizard spells that has a casting time of an action. And
That's pretty good.
with improved war magic, that allows you to do a level 1 or a level 2 spell.
That's really good.
Yes. Yeah, that's cool. I like
It doesn't
that.
seem like they changed too much, though, right? It doesn't
They
seem...
didn't-
Well,
no,
I
they
think
just
they-
made it so you
they
can
fudged
cast
some
more
numbers.
more spells while you're doing stuff. So now it's not just like, oh well, I can do this a little bit here and a little bit there. They're like, yeah, you're
Yeah.
more of an arcane fighter.
Yeah, it actually lets you like kind of attack melee and spells, kind of a combined thing instead of like, oh, attack one turn, spell another. And now it's like a sandwich together thing. Dude, sick. Nice.
I like it.
Well, honestly, okay, real quick, let's wrap it up here. I think the coolest one was literally the Path of the World Tree with a Barbarian, but that was
100%.
that one-
was
Yes, it was
sick.
by far the best. Not that I did like the changes to Zealot. I did like Thief for the rogue.
yes, I
quite
thought
a bit.
Thief was pretty sick too. Thief was
Also,
good
obviously,
changes.
Brawler's fun.
Yeah.
But I don't think Brawler's gonna. Brawler's weird, and I'm curious to see how it plays.
Brawler, yeah, Brawler. I feel like Brawler.
Yeah.
Brawler's super cool only because it's super unique and kind of quirky. However, a lot of its abilities are just kind of expanding into an unknown realm, so it doesn't make it like sell necessarily. It just kind of brings it up to par with doing something unique. But it's still really fun. It kind of lets you. It's one of those things where it's like you played D&D for 26 years. It's something you can do to kind of just completely mix up what you've done in the past. You know, it's a really fun, unique class that you can choose to just do something new completely.
I agree. I think it's pretty fun.
Yeah, I think
I'll try Brawler for sure at some point.
yeah, Brawler for sure. I'm definitely gonna try Path of the World Tree as well. But honestly, a lot of these subclasses are man. I'm so excited for the 2024 Player's Handbook. But sadly, we do not have enough time to get through the rest of these. But I want to say next
The
time.
next one's get dense.
Yeah, next one is going
Next
to be
is Sorcerer.
Yeah, we have Sorcerer, Wizard, Warlock are the last 3 subclasses we need to go through, and then we will call that good for subclasses. And then Logan, you had a really good idea, and I really want to do it. I think we should do the next Tavernside Talks after the last subclasses. We should do a combined kind of fixed Ranger collective effort of like going through Ranger, taking the cool abilities from a bunch of different stuff, Frankenstein it together. Fix it.
Smokey the Bear's search and rescue, try to save the Ranger.
Yeah, I
dude.
think that'd be a lot of fun having us all kind of come collectively together and homebrew something.
I think so too. Yeah.
And then actually, I don't know if anyone in the chat or anybody has heard, but there is playtest 8 out. Not in relation to any classes or anything, but they do introduce a whole new mechanic of bastions, which are basically just like hubs, houses, city, or like fortresses. Basically, it's like an area of respite that you can like basically acquire, buy, build, and then it has a shit ton of rules that how to like expand your basically like a what's the word, like a
Beef.
Expand your beef.
Thief.
Oh, they said expand your beef.
Yeah.
Like,
that's how you grow your beef. No,
but yeah, just basically,
well, I
yeah.
haven't seen the playtest, so I don't know if they're talking about like acquiring lands in like a feudal sense, or more of just like here's your home base and here's how to expand
Home base. That's exactly what it is.
Yes.
That's the word I was looking for.
I've stumbled upon it.
Yeah, there you go. I was like, what word is it? No, yeah, it's like basically like your player, and it's interesting too because like it also outlines like all the players in a party can have their own bastions and do their own stuff. It's really interesting, but it'd be a lot of fun to go through and check all that out. But that PDF's fat. There's a lot of reading, but I think it'd be fun to do. So
It'd be worth reading through because I do like that concept a lot. Obviously,
Yeah.
I'll when I get back into fantasy, running fantasy games again, I'll try to incorporate that only because in the sci-fi one we have a small version of that, and I quite like it.
Exactly, and that's exactly what I thought about
Yeah.
was the fact that you have a bunch of you have the ship with your Star Wars 5e and you like upgrades and stuff, and that's very similar to what the Bastions are. And I will say it's a little bit lackluster, only in the sense of like a lot of the stuff that you can buy and build when it comes to rooms are kind of like, oh, it gives you a thing. But I do like that they're introducing it, because when they introduce it, that means the community can take it, the devs can take it, and it'll just expand from there. So the fact that they're even pushing it out is
For
obviously
sure,
a good grounding point. But unfortunately, we do have to go. So thank you, everybody, for hanging out with us in the tavern. It's always an absolute pleasure to have you here with us, chatting with us, going through all this craziness with us, not talking about Monk, crying about Ranger, and just, overall just having a good time with D&D.
We teased it in a little bit.
Yeah,
we teased
just
it in a little bit. Yeah.
Slow tease. But tomorrow, check out the Twitch schedule. But tomorrow we will have an ARC episode. And then any future episodes, just make sure you're sticking with checking the schedule out, and then you'll see when we'll be live next. But until then, y'all have a wonderful rest of your night. We will catch you all next time.
Hell yeah.